battle. She didn't make it to the semifinals, but she did very well. How many Chinese people love hip-hop dance? And I'll tell you what, I don't know who taught all them Chinese people how to hip-hop dance, but them little Chinese kids can hip-hop dance. But I think the girl who's going to pull it out at the end is going to be another little black girl from my dad's dance crew, because she can just throw down. I wish I could upload it, because I know YouTube's going to challenge the copyright version of it, but I might just make it for kids and just put it up there so y'all can see it. Man, fantastic dance challenge. But that's not what I'm here to talk about today. I'm here to talk about Gavins. Gavins. Brother sent me a message on Instagram, and he asked me, what do I think? And, you know, many of us have heard these kind of conversations, you know, sisters who believe that when you start to date them and things like that, that you're supposed to start paying their bills just by dating them, and you're supposed to pay their rent and pay their car notes and all these things. And, you know, most of us who have common sense realize that's probably too premature to start paying all of your bills, sis. It's a little too premature. But there are brothers who don't think like that. And they think that maybe they should be doing that. And because those individuals are gentlemen who essentially realize that they don't have any other capacity to get women other than paying for them or by simping towards them. And I'm going to refer to them as Gavins. Gavins. You know what? You know why I'm using the term Gavins? Because there's a brother I ran into last night. I was out having a good time, hanging out all by myself. And this gentleman, him and I had a dust up, you know, over the same kind of thing, because again, there's a couple of different shades of brothers, and some of us brothers know there's dudes who essentially they know they're not the creme de la creme. I'm not calling myself the creme de la creme, but they know that the only way for them to get a chance is to come in there and try to cut you at the Achilles and to undercut you. And this brother, you know, him and I won't get into the details of it, but him and I had a little dust up in our past. And, you know, in the rashness and simplicity of my expressions, I said, the next time I see you, I'm gonna, you know, I said one of those sentences, right? Sent it back down the channels, and lo and behold, as I'm having a good time on the wrong side of a couple of glasses of choice beverages, you know, on the other side of the choice beverages, but I've never gone too far because I'm always within the controls of myself. Here comes Gavin. Oh, Gavin says, oh, I heard the last time that you said that the next time you see me. I said, brother, you are just very, you know, you're very lucky. You're very lucky that I'm on the other side of some choice beverages, and that my life is happening to go in a different direction than yours. But and I won't do what I'm supposed to do to you, is slap you in the mouth, because you deserve a slap in the mouth. And you know, sometimes, and unfortunately, the brothers in our community, and I'm so glad I did not put myself in that position, because, you know, when that dust up happened, the word went out. It was years ago, and the word went out, and that's the next time I've seen this brother. And I was intent on following up on my words at the time, but as the ascent of your life takes place, you realize sometimes you don't need to bother with Gavins, because there's too many Gavins out here. You can't smack every Gavin. You can't put every Gavin in their place. And he was like, well, I'm here right now. And I'm like, brother, I was like, you know, Jesus build a fence all around him every day. I was just like, listen here. I said, you are very fortunate that I'm just out here. My boys were with me too. They're like, oh, they just looked at me like, I said, no, not today, man, not today, not today. He was security in the particular establishment that we were in. I knew most of the security guys there. You know, I have a good reputation there, and to give Gavin a baptism of laying of hands, this wouldn't have been an appropriate thing, but it got me into this conversation of Gavins. And in our community, we have too many Gavins who don't, I would say, identify in the area of what true black men should be like. This is the thing with me. And I think it's about an 85% of all the brothers I even randomly meet on the street. And especially when I was growing up. And this is especially for Canada, because there's just not a lot of us, right? There's just not a lot of us. And me and that brother, we had a great rapport until he went behind my back and decided that he was going to sing some songs in order for him to get access to women that he did not qualify for. And yeah, so I don't know the details. I know about Gavin's though. I agree. One across the lips It's quite effective. And I'm big enough to do it. I'm not a talker, I'm a doer. But I didn't want to do nothing yesterday. I did, but I didn't. And I talked to my boys today, and they're like, man, you handled that appropriately. Because I told them, I said, bro, you deserve a slap in your face. You really do. You deserve a slap in your face. I really should slap you in your face. He goes, I'm right here. I'm right here. I'm like, no, you're not. You're in a public place with a lot of guys around you. You're not right here. You're not. So don't talk tough to me right now. Don't talk tough to me right now. I've got many boxing schools that you can come to. You can come to it. I'll send you out. We can come to this mixed martial arts school or that school, put on the gloves, and we can have a safe scenario where I send you to the dentist. But I didn't want to even get into that mess with that little brother because I realized he's stuck. And this is what takes place in the Gavin's lives, in the lives of Gavins. They're stuck in a certain, I would say, framework of life that they believe that cutting their brother's throat can get them through. I don't even know if I can call a Gavin a Judas. Because Judas was actually with you at a time. Like, Judas actually has a purpose. You know what I'm saying? Judas, that's a situation where he had remorse afterward. Judas went and gave the money back and killed himself. Judas, fell into a momentary lapse of judgment. Gavins aren't those guys. Gavins are not those dudes, man. They don't have momentary lapses. That's who they are. And who can we name as Gavins in the media? We have Stephen A. Smith. Stephen A. Smith is a Gavin. He's a Gavin, right? Stephen A. is a Gavin. Absolutely, he's a Gavin. Now, I'm not going to do to you what Stephen A. You retorted back to Dr. Umar Johnson, who said he's going to give you 50 lashes. You see, that's how men talk. Dr. Umar said 50 lashes. And you notice Dr. Umar, what I like about Dr. Umar, he don't back down for nobody. He's not afraid to see you in the streets. Because Dr. Umar, as much as he's in his books, he's out there in the gym too, because he knows all that talk, one day, you might have to back it up. And that's how it is. That's how it is. And Stephen A. talks really tough when he's talking on a screen. And I remember, what's his name? Kenyon Martin. Kenyon Martin says he was on vacation and he saw Stephen A. on vacation and he walked up to him because Stephen A. was talking crazy stuff affecting Kenyon's money. And he said, yo, don't you make sure. And Kenyon's a big fella, He said, you make sure my name never come out your mouth. You make sure. You make sure my name never come out your mouth again. I don't think Stephen A. has mentioned Kenyon Martin since that vacation experience. We've got who else? Who else are Gavins? It's Charles Barkley. Yep. Charles Barkley's a Gavin. The only difference, Charles Barkley actually might fight. He might actually fight. He's not gonna just talk smack, right? So I'm gonna give him a half a Gavin. He's like a half a Gavin. He's not a full Gavin because we know Stephen A. ain't fighting nobody, right? Skip Bayless is a Gavin. Skip Bayless is a Gavin, right? I can't even say Shannon Sharp is a Gavin because Shannon Sharp will actually fight. But definitely Skip Bayless is a Gavin, right? This thing has no color barriers. He's a Gavin, okay? Jonathan Greenblatt is a Gavin. That dude is definitely a Gavin. Oh my gosh, he's a Gavin. There's too many Gavins in our community and other community, and it just makes men look weak. Makes you look really simpy and really weak. Can't stand up for yourself, can't speak for yourself, can't put your good foot forward. I've got some real Gavins around me. Like I said, I went, and I don't care. I'll talk about anybody. It's my platform. I saw an ex-family-in-law of mine at my daughter's thing. And I'm a grown man, he's a grown man. You see somebody you knew for 17, 18 years. They were your family-in-law for 18 years. You see them, what do you say? Hey, it's most. You gotta say, hey, what's up? Hey. But Gavins put their head down, walk by you like they don't see you, right? While they're calling themselves uncle to your children, them Gavins put their head down and walk. These are the kind of men I don't have no respect for you. Can you imagine that I seen a kid for 17, 18 years, right? 17, 18 years, and then me and his family members broke up, and then he sees me on the street and says, hey, Uncle Dale, how are you? And I just walk by him or something. I just ignore him because I had a dust up over there with his auntie or whatever. I'm not going to do that. You're a Gavin, bro. You're a Gavin. That doesn't make sense. You're a big man, right? Me and your sister don't hang out no more. You see me in the street. I got no animosity towards you. You never done nothing to me. I never done nothing to you. Say hello. You know what I'm saying? But they're Gavins. They're Gavins, and he's a Gavin. Unfortunately, he's a Gavin. I'll let him know that he's a Gavin. If he sees me on the street, he can talk to me about it next time. But you know, you see me on the street at your niece's, my daughter's event. Say hello. Don't be a Gavin. And so we got these kind of men all over the place, and it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. It's really unfortunate. I'll go further with it. You might be having problems with your baby mama. You're talking on the phone, you're talking crazy, but you come out in public, guess what you do? You hello. You greet her. You don't take out private business in public. You don't act a fool because you're acting like a Gavin. If you got an issue with that lady, you don't need the whole public to see it. You don't need your parents to see it. You don't need your kids to see it. You don't need the in-laws to see it. You got a private situation going on. Don't be a Gavin. Say hello. If the door is there, don't let the door hit her with a good Lord split. Hold the door and say, go ahead. I'm never going to put myself, with the caliber of man I am, is going to be infringed upon by anybody in public or in the community. I'm never going to be a Gavin. I'm never going to try to be a Gavin. Never. I'm not going to go out of my way to be a Gavin. So some of us, put some lights on so you can see the effervescence of my swagwa affair. Right. Let me check out some of these comments. Did you say Dell? Yeah, my name is Dell. I'm the brown skin assassin. Shoot, never passing. The 6'7" wonder. There'll never be another. It's Dell. It's short for something, but I use Dell because some of y'all don't know how to enunciate. The lack of elocution, I can't put my whole name in folks' mouth. So for a lifetime, people have called me Dell because when I was younger, you didn't pronounce my name properly. It was a fight. So they're like, listen, stop fighting because people can't pronounce your name. How about they just call you Dell? That's fine, I can call me Dell, because you don't mispronounce my name, it's a problem. Yeah, I've been a problem since I'm small. I've been a problem child my whole life. Thank God I have Jesus. But listen, I just think men need to just stop being Gavins. It just annoys me. It drives me bonkers up the wall. And this is the thing about me, right? And this is what a lot of people didn't like about me. I don't like to say names because I don't like to call out folk. But a lot of people who I've been in relationships with in the past didn't like about me is I always took the male side. I always took the male side. When somebody would accuse a man of something, I'd be like, I ain't believe it. I ain't gonna believe it. How come you never believe it? How come you always take the men's side? Because I'm a man. I'm gonna take the men's side because this community is built to turn men into sissies, men into Gavins, or to just ridicule the very nature of what men are. I'm not going to participate in that. I'm not going to participate in that, especially men in our community. That's why I take so much time. I take so much effort and time not to drag men in our community. But every now and then, one of y'all Negroes inspires me. Gavin inspired me last night. Last night I was asking God, how can I get this off of my chest? And he said, son, confess it to YouTube. Oh, what's the fun in having a bully pulpit and you can't use it to bully nobody? Listen, I'm not trying to bully nobody. I'm just trying to speak from the heart and say I really do not like caliber of men who take it upon themselves to somehow diminish their manhood for things that are inconsequential, really, so that they can I wanted this to be funny. I wanted it to be funny, but I'm dead serious. I am so dead serious. In this scenario where so many black men are being for their words, for their ideology, for their expressions. You know, I could have come for so many people and been so ridiculed of so many people, but I like to look at the base intention of the intentionality of our brothers. Not everybody's the same, but I like to look at your intentionality. I rather judge you by your intentionality. What were you trying to do in this scenario, right? What was Kyrie trying to do? Kyrie was trying to say, hey, you know what, Kanye's not all the way wrong, and he throws out a little book title, right? What was Kanye trying to say? Hey, no, these dudes who I've been doing a lot of business with, making billions of dollars with, they decide to cancel me as a community, and I don't like it. That's what he was saying, as well as he was complaining about the fact that his wife is now in the hands of men of other ethnicities, and you know he's out of luck. He was upset about all those things. Fine. What's your intention? This is why it's hard for me to throw Ye under the bus, but at the same time, I'm not endorsing him. I can't throw him under the bus because I know he's really hurt about his family. I can't throw him under the bus because even though he's done too much white supremacist looking things for black people, his issue really is that he's still a black man subject to white riches and white hegemony. He's still subject to it. He thought as a billionaire he could escape it, and he still thinks somehow that if he panders to white supremacy, that somehow they'll give him a pass, but they never will, Ye. You just gotta stand up on your own. And luckily, enough black people love you that they're gonna give you a chance over and over and over again. And brother, I'm in the category too. I love you, bro, but you need to just stop being a Gavin sometimes. Sometimes he's a Gavin. Ye's a Gavin sometimes. He's a brilliant Gavin, but sometimes he's a Gavin. And you know, he needs to get off that. Honestly, he needs to get out. What Ye needs to do right now, you know what Ye needs to do for me? He needs to go find himself some chocolate mocha latte sister with locks who's gonna grease his hair and have sit between her legs and give him an old good fashioned braid up, make him some fried chicken, some fried bologna on Wonder Bread. He needs to go back to his roots. That's what he needs to do. It's so funny because brothers were trying to throw me under the bus because my Caribbean girl, my fully black, non-mulatto, red woman, that's what we call them, red woman, you're trying to say she's a snow bunny. Some of y'all try to say, oh, he's watering down the race, but not one of y'all came for Kanye. Not one of y'all worried about Ye giving birth to mulatto children. Y'all didn't come for him, but y'all decided to come for me. Y'all some funny, and my chick ain't even mulatto. That's the hilarious bunch of Gavins again. So anyway, I'm just here trying to have a good day. I'm having a pretty good weekend. I'm actually, semi-working, semi-going out because, this little management roles, when they give you this management roles, it's a catch-22, baby. They give you that salary. They say, you working every day, by the way. They don't tell you that when they give you that big money. They say, by the way, you're not on the clock, but you're kind of always on the clock. So yeah, I'm working it off. Come on, phone, work with me. So listen, black men, all over the place. White men, Asian men, okay? Jewish men too. This Gavin behavior, I'm not about it. I'm not about it. I'm not about you little undercover, little sneaky, little snitchy, nah, I'm not about you guys. Not about you guys. Nope, not about you guys at all. And you know what? Can we have a transparent moment? Would you like to do a transparent moment with Del? I was talking the other day about these guys slipping stuff in my slipping marijuana on a pizza I was eating, messed me up. And I was saying, I do not need anything else to be hype or to be high. I am high by myself. This is no alcohol, no drug. This is just me, baseline me, but really a transparent moment, okay? And as a single man, Christian or not, when you get from out of relationships and you hit back onto the single dating scene, it's different. It's tough, If you try to act like a married man while you're single, Basically, what you're going to do is you're going to create all of these. I don't really believe in the term, but these soul ties. So almost every woman you're dating is going to be a pseudo wife to you. That's a bad scenario because basically you're trauma bonding with every woman that you've come across. And that's an extreme. But then there's another extreme on the other end of that paradigm extreme, which I ventured down that rabbit hole for a little while. Just to be honest, this is my transparent moment, right? And the other side of that extreme is called roadman. Okay, we call it that in Toronto, and we call it that in Trinidad. We call it roadman. So roadman behavior is basically, hey, I'm out here, I'm hurt, I'm not really dating, I don't really have any true intentionality when it comes to meeting females, and if you're looking for a relationship for me, it's not going to work out for you, right? But we can be friends, we can hang out, whatever. I like you, you like me, but please don't look for a relationship because I'm a roadman. I'm a self-confessing roadman, right? Whereas, again, the other side of that is people who are now trauma bonding, and so every woman they meet, they're in love in 30 seconds. They're playing husband, and they're doing the simp thing on the other end of it because they're trauma bonding too, but they're trauma bonding differently, right? They are trauma bonding where the other guys. Me, I wasn't really trauma bonding. I was just in trauma, okay? So I did not want to have any kind of real serious relationships at the time. But, of course, this is the thing about when you're in that side, when you don't want to have serious relationships with women, they absolutely want to have serious relationships with you. It's crazy. It's the weirdest thing. I'm not interested in a relationship. Everybody's interested in a relationship with you. When you are interested in a relationship, they're like, oh, I don't know. I just kind of want to play the field for a while. Very interesting. So when I was a roadman, when I had my roadman season, you met a lot of people. You met a lot of people. And, the Gavins of the world know people too. And so Gavins, sometimes they go back and tell people, hey, do you know that your friend, the roadman, knows my friend, sister so-and-so over there? And started doing some note comparisons and things like that. And I was like, bro, I'm not married to nobody. You can't really tell on me. It doesn't make no sense. It's just silly. But the fact that I found out about it, it annoyed me. And I said, listen, look at Gavin. Look at poor little Gavin having to compare notes. That's the whole background story with the Gavin thing, right? Just to let you know, I don't like dudes like that. And I had to be very expressive about that situation. He's just a little, you know what he is. I ain't gonna say what he is. So those kind of scenarios with men are things that a lot of times, it creates animosity between us. One of the things I never did, I've never done this with a woman. Never done this with women. If I'm over here, sis, I can't be over there. I'm gonna tell you straight, sis, I'm over here. Thank you very much, but I'm over here. My car's parked in this driveway. You know what I'm saying? I got a key for that lock. I don't really want a key for your lock, and I don't need access to your driveway. It's terminologies. So I've never done that, right? I've always been a self-declared roadman. I'm a roadman until the bat signal went out and Batgirl flew in here, right? So when Batgirl flew in here, I was like, hey, okay. I took off my roadman clothes and I hung them up and I retired my roadman ways because Batgirl is holding things down. So there are scenarios where men are going through various different phases of our lives, ladies, where, yes, every now and then, a roadman shows up on your doorstep. And Batgirl knew I was a roadman when I got there. But Batgirl, I don't know, I think she has roadman therapy. And this is the thing a lot of you ladies don't know. And in closing, that a roadman is just looking for the right Batgirl to change his roadman ways. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Every one of y'all ain't a Batgirl to that guy. But you can be a Batgirl to the right guy. Right? Because he sees the bat signal and says, hey, I think I need to cancel my roadman pass. So now my roadman pass is canceled, right? I'm liming, and here comes Gavin. And I got to deal with the Gavin situation that was dealing with me in roadman scenario, right? So, but that was my story. My daughter didn't win today. She did amazing. I know she was going to be upset. So I gave her a little space, you know, allowed her to do her thing. You need you a cat woman? Go get you a cat woman, Second Exodus. Yeah, Batgirl is good for me. Batgirl is calming me down. Don't call me no player. I wasn't a player. A player plays. I'm not a player. I'm a warrior. I don't play no games. I'm not playing. I didn't want to play. That's the point. I was not in the game. I didn't want to be in the game. I'm a roadman. I was a roadman, right? A retired roadman now, but I was a roadman. And Batgirl played it well. She did it well. She did excellent. She did excellent at corralling herself, a reformed roadman. All right? Hey, man, I love you. I got to get off this phone, but I'm going to holler at you guys later. I got some stuff to do. I'm hitting the road again, but I'm not road manning. I'm hitting the road, but I'm not road manning. I got to go grab Batgirl. She got some stuff to do. But love you guys. I appreciate you. Hey! Got too many doggone Gavins. This is Del K. Brereton. This is The Real Spiel. I'm not a Gavin. I'll talk to you guys later. I appreciate you. Bye-bye.